how are you? It's Colleen, Rebel Stitcher, and as always, I'm joined by my handsome sidekick, Albus. This amazing little boy turned 8 since the last video. Thank you to everyone who sent him birthday wishes and everyone that took advantage of the sale that he told me that he wanted to put on the website. He is the CSO of Rebel Stitcher Designs, Chief Snuggle Officer. So anyway, my little man is 8, and he had a birthday sale on the website on his birthday. This is FlossTube number 87, and this is the channel where I talk about cross stitch and my designing and website. So I have been super busy stitching since the last episode because it's been quite a while, because the last episode was a whip parade. So for me, this is probably going to be a pretty long one. So hopefully you can sit back and relax, look at what I've been stitching on, and hopefully I'll enable you. Let's see, since the last episode, I'll just give you life updates before we jump into the stitching. Let's see, last episode Nicole and I were just about to go away for a little anniversary trip. My wife and I have officially been married for 20 years, not 20 years legally, 20 years, and then as soon as it became legal, we got remarried on the same day. Let's see, we just did a quick overnight trip to Cape May, New Jersey, which is a pretty little town on the beach of New Jersey at the very southern tip. It's a pretty little Victorian era town. Our dear friend Megan watched the kids for us, so we were able to get away. That we don't have grandparents nearby. I mean, honestly, we only have one grandparent between the both of us, and he does not live nearby. So not having family nearby, we don't get a lot of grown-up trips away from the kids, so we very much appreciated it, and it was wonderful. And then the weekend after that, we did a long weekend in Orlando. Nicole and the kids and I, and we met up with one of our nephews. The other ones were too busy with sports and such to join us, but one of Nicole's sister's sons came and met us there, and we had a lot of fun. We went to Orlando and went to Universal Studios. Unfortunately, I was only able to do one day at Universal. With my weird medical stuff, it's always some freak thing that happens, but I could tell the first day my one leg was just killing me. And I looked, and I ended up, I don't know how this happened, but I had a blood clot in my big toe, and then I had bleeding in my leg, like it was all this like broken blood vessels, like bleeding under the skin sort of thing on the same leg. So I had to stay inside the second day and elevate and ice and all that good stuff. Long story short, I'm fine now. It just needed to like run its course, and the shots I give myself every day of blood thinner is the treatment it would be for that anyway, so all's well. I don't need to alarm. But Nicole was a trooper because she ran with those kids through the park for 2 days, doing like, I don't even know how many steps on knees that are like expired and ready to be replaced soon. So kudos to Nicole. She hung in there without backup with me. And then we did the most amazing part. I don't know how Nicole found this, but there was the Crystal River, and we had been there when we used to live in Jacksonville, Florida many years ago. The Crystal River is this river that is fed by natural springs. So it kind of stays the same temperature all year, and it is attractive for that point to manatees, especially in the winter, because like one of the main causes of death for manatees is freezing. I guess if their body temperature gets below whatever point, I don't know. So there was this thing. I'll link the company in the description if I could figure out how to do it, but it was like Go Local Manatee Tours, I think is who the company was. And they take you out on this boat throughout the Crystal River, which is like huge. and you wear like a wetsuit, you have a little snorkel and the mask and like a noodle, so you kind of stay up on the surface, and you're just supposed to be real chill, and the manatees just come to you. It's not like a creepy SeaWorld thing where like they're captive and, you know, they're in their natural habitat, you're visiting them, and they only come over to you if they want to. We were super lucky, and a mom and her baby came up to us, and the baby was so friendly. The baby was like 6 months old, and she like came and snuggled, and she like put my arm under her flipper, and she kissed me in the little face, and I got to pet her, and everybody did, not just me. I'm just talking about my experiences. And it was great because the boat was just our family, and the tour guides were super nice and friendly and made sure we had a great experience. It was not expensive. It was way less expensive than those like dolphin encounter things, and way better for the animals, and you know, it was great. I can't say enough about it. It was amazing. I was a little nervous with the goggles and the snorkel, but I did fine after a minute. And I will, if I remember, I will add some pictures at the end of this so you can see the manatees. I think that's it. Oh, when we came back from Orlando, I'm just checking notes. When I came back from Orlando, Etta had an extra souvenir with COVID. Luckily, it was no big deal. She had 1 day of a runny nose and a fever, but she got to hang out in the bedroom and get waited on and play with her iPad for a few days. So she's fine now. Everybody's good, and knock on wood, nobody else got it. Yay for science and for vaccines, right? Okay, let's see. I think that's enough life updates. It's like 7 minutes of me yapping and showing no stitching. So I have a fair amount to show. Since I said the last episode was a whip parade, everybody really seemed to enjoy that. I have a real variety of, you know, stitching that I do, and I'm not just a sampler stitcher or a fancy lady stitcher, full coverage. I kind of jump all over the place. The one thing everybody seemed to be the unanimous viewpoint is they want to see more Monkey Girl on the toilet. So I really have to make an effort to get her out a little more and make more progress. But on that whip parade, I kind of designated a handful of pieces that are within a reasonable amount of time I could get them finished. So I have been good. I haven't, other than one model stitch, I haven't started anything else. And I've been working on my items that I identified as I can get these done sooner than later. So let me jump into whips. And I have, oh, actually I have 2 finishes. I'll do finishes first, then whips, and then we'll keep going from there. Okie doke, let's see, where are we here? Finishes. The first one is by Bent Creek, and it's Smell My Feet, or Trick or Treat Row, I guess is what it's technically called. I stitched this. This was a stitch along with my dear friend Justine of X's and Hoes. If you guys are not, if you like a quirky sense of humor with some obscenities thrown in, X's and Hoes is the channel for you. I cannot recommend it enough. It's with Jackie and Justine, they're sisters, and they are hilarious. If you are an oddball, and you probably are if you're watching this, you will love it. So we have a hashtag. Justine's still working on hers. I think Laura Duet is about to start it, from Brenda the Serial Starter. And it's hashtag Smell My Feet Sound. And this is my finish. Look at how good that is. This chart was an absolute joy to stitch. I can't even, I didn't want it to end. It was so good. I took this to the beach with me when Nicole and I went away for our anniversary. I stitched on it then, and it just, look at this. It's so good. Now this is an 18 count Aida called Pilgrim's Path by Seraphim Fabric. This was a very tight 18. So I, what do you call it? I did one strand. These fancy ladies that stitch on one strand, they got something going on. They know what they're doing. I think I'm a convert. Not that I'm not, I like a full coverage, but this was just so easy to stitch with one strand. So I think I am going to be on the hunt for 20 count Aida. So I can easily do one strand stitching and it have a good coverage. Because 20 count Aida is like 40 count linen if you go over 2. So this was super fun. I finished it. I can't recommend that stitch enough. I'm gonna send this chart to my friend Susie because she wants to stitch it next. I did my own color conversions on that. I pulled from Stash. So if you really like the way that looks and want to know what I stitched it with, just send me a message and I am happy to give you the breakdown. The other finish I had is Henrietta from Stacy Nash Primitives. This is part of the Animal Cracker series. Susie and I have started a tradition. My friend Susie, otherwise known as FlossTube Susie on Instagram. What do you call it? We are doing one of these. We're birthday twins. We're 1 day apart birthdays. So we're gonna do one of these each year for our birthdays as a stitch along. Last year we did P-Roy the Slug. This year we picked Henrietta, and look at her. Oh my God, she's so cute. I don't know what fabric this is. It's either 16 or 18 count, something or other. It's all the called for colors except the green is Oregano by Cottage Garden Threads, and I just freaking love her. Now, look at how cute she is. She's so cute. I'm gonna send this off to Jan to finish as a stand-up for me, and hopefully I'll eventually have a nice little collection of these that I could stand up on my shelf or a mantle. And super fun stitch. So next year we got to pick a different animal from that what do you call it, from that series. I'm just checking to see what that is. Okay, that's it for my finishes. Now on to whips. Let's see, I had shown you that I am stitching that Afghan for a nephew, not the one we traveled with. This is from Forbidden Fiber Company. You can get this set on her website. It's a group of Marvel inspired superheroes and a floss that comes with it. If you buy the floss pack, you get the charts. So I stitched, let's see, I stitched Loki. I don't want to take it out of Q-Snap because it's really bulky, but you could see there that's Loki. Then down here I started Gamora. I know this looks terrible because I'm not taking it out of the Q-Snap. I ran out of floss on her. I don't know what happened. Leanne says you should have plenty. I don't know if this is just such a big count that it ate up more. But so what I think I'm gonna do is go through all of them and order. She said I can order individual skeins of the ones I need more of. So I think I'll stitch them all and figure out which ones I need in order. So I moved on. This is Thor. So Thor's hammer is gonna be right next to Loki. And that's as far as I got. I didn't get anything crazy, but you know, Thor's hammer. That was one whip. Oh, let me move that out of the way. The other whip, this was one of the items that I identified during the whip parade as something if I buckle down, I can finish. And this is Birds of a Feather, Lost Spirits. Birds of a Feather, a lot of their charts are out of print. I think you can still get this one because I got it not that long ago. And I got so far on this. I'm almost done. So look at this. It's so good. Oh, where are you going, Elvis? I finished all the text. I finished this big pumpkin head girl. Now, is that a sexy pumpkin head or what? And look at this cat. This cat with the pumpkin head on the cat. I just love it. So the only thing I have to do is, it says, lost spirits do not embody me on this night of All Hallows Eve. So let's see, there's a date here, and there's like this checkerboard pattern here. And I think that's all I have to do, and it's done. So I am really on the home stretch. I think this is pretty much the called for, except a couple substitutions. I kitted this up at the start of the pandemic when things were hard to get a hold of. And I know the blue is not called for, and I actually think I like it better than the called for. But I am so close to finishing this one. I just love it. It looks so good. So that's whip number 2. Whip number 3 is Viva La Frida by Snowflower Diaries. This is what the final piece will look like, except in black and white. And let me pop these cute snaps off. Sorry. Okay. I thought, you know what, let me just take her off completely. It'll be easier. Okay. Move my needle minder too, because it's kind of right in the way. Sorry about that. So I completely finished the top. I didn't have, see this white kind of gingerbready stuff? I had to carry that across and finish it. And then I started bringing it down this side. I finished Frida. I didn't have her dress and her shoes done before. Let's see. I outlined these little white diamonds, but I still have to fill them in. And I did those roses in the middle. And then there's viney stuff with these little oranges or berries or whatever those are that I still need to do. And then connect the white that's up there, kind of looks the same on the bottom. This, I'm again super close on this, but I've just been jumping around a little bit. I know this is going to be a shocker for you, but my floss for this project is such a clump that I almost have to sit it on a table and like pull out individual strands. Like, it's not even separated by floss. Like, it's just literally a ball like this. So I kind of have to, this isn't easy stitching for me because I'm an unorganized mess, as you probably already know. So, but that's as far as I've gotten. I'm making progress. I'm getting there. So I think identifying those few whips to focus on was helpful, and so far I'm following the rules. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure something shiny will catch my eye. Wow, I thought this was going to be a super long video, and I'm cruising along pretty good. Okay, the other whip I started working on is Prairie Schooler Sweeping Cobwebs. I'm doing this one right here, and I started working on this. I picked it back up yesterday. While Etta was at swim practice, which, by the way, this is what happened yesterday. Today is Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday. All day yesterday, I thought it was Wednesday. I don't know why, I just did. So I took Etta to swim practice. She goes in, I don't go in with her, I just sit in the car and she goes in and does her thing. She's in there for almost an hour and then comes out and says, there's no practice today. And as soon as she said that, I realized it's Tuesday, there's no practice on Tuesdays. And I said to her, well, what were you doing in there the whole time? And she's like, I was just swimming. I was like, so while I sit out here sweating in the car. So let's see, what did I do on this? This is I've changed up some of the colors. Prairie Schooler just calls for DMC, but I guess I was feeling myself when I pulled this out a year or two ago to stitch, and I picked some fancy flosses. So the oranges are fancy floss. I did this broom, and this is a bit of the witch's arm. I did that while there was no practice. And this is a house, like a spooky haunted house. So this is like the chimney and part of the roof. That's all I did yesterday while I was in the parking lot at the Y. But I cannot wait to get down to these cats with the pumpkin heads on the spike. Super fun. I'm not sure what fabric this is. I don't think this whip is so old, I didn't used to write it down then. But that's the whips that I've worked on. I have a really sweet piece, I guess you could say sweet, piece of Stitchy Kindness. And then I've got some shop news / haul. So let me get into the Stitchy Kindness. And there is a bit of an explanation that goes with this. I mentioned it before, I think, while I was at StitchCon. They have a huge bank of tables. It's the freebie table, and people put all kinds of stuff on it that they no longer want. Maybe their styles have changed, maybe they've already stitched it, whatever. So, but there's some really good gems, but there's also a lot of older dated stuff too, and you just kind of have to pick through. Well, this year I picked up a handful of things that I just thought were really kind of tacky or really dated or just totally not the person's style. And I had a handful, and I'd go up to some of my friends and I would say, hey, I saw this on the freebie table and I thought of you. And then I'd give it to them, and they would wait for their face, and then they would start laughing. So I did that, and for Jody of Steel City Stitchers, I gave her this book of alphabets that had teddy bears and geese. You remember like late 80s, early 90s, that like goose phenomenon, where like that was like a very big decorating trend, and people would like have geese and they dress them up for different holidays. It was that vein. So she decided she was going to stitch me something from that book. So this is, Jody sent this to me, and this is from the, what do you call it? From that, like, I think it's like vintage 1989 or whatever. She actually, in complete Jody fashion, couldn't just stitch it. This is on organza. She's got this printed rainbow fabric in the back, and then she gave the goose a rainbow bow, and she just very classy pom-poms here she added on and made with love. And I'll tell you, it takes a special kind of friend to sit and spite stitch for you on organza or anything. So this, now that I've shown it on FlossTube, I can hang it up, but this lives in my office over on the wall there, and every time I see it, I think of Jody and I's very bizarre friendship. We just joke about most inappropriate things together, and it's awesome. So officially, thank you, Jody, for my teddy bear and goose stitching. I will treasure it always. Speaking of Jody, I just got a big, I guess we'll segue into shop haul / news stuff. I got a big box of Jody fabric that she mailed me. I added it to the website. A lot of you have already ordered it. I've been filling orders pretty consistently with Jody fabric. If you are, a lot of what I got was 28 and 32 count and 14 count Ada, but I do have others. So if you want to, rebelstitcher.com and under the fabrics. I also got a big order a couple weeks ago from XJU Design of fabric that, as always, as soon as I get that in, it gets scooped up really fast. I do have, you know, a fair amount of XJU fabric still. I have a huge order in from her. So in a couple, I think she said it was going to take her about 4 weeks to dye that order. So maybe in a month I'll have more. I am working on getting the stuff for the Halloween mystery box. That's closed. You can't get in on it anymore, but I am doing, this is the first time I'm doing a Halloween mystery box where you get a chart and fabric and everything to finish a project, floss, everything. And Genevieve of Jasmine Custom Bags is doing a project bag for that, and oh my goodness, she sent me a picture of the first test bag. It looks so good, you guys. The people that signed up for this are going to be so excited. And Jody sent me the fabric for it, so I'm stitching a model right now, and I think the people that signed up will be happy, fingers crossed. I think it's pretty sweet. And I also got a whole bunch of charts in, added to the website. You have to kind of poke around. I don't know if I have the website organized in the best possible way, but under charts, you can just scroll through. I got a ton of Plum Street in. This one is so funny. Eat Crow, Buzz Off. I mean, I'm not going to show you all. I'm just give you an idea. Autumn Hill. 1831 Christmas. I mean, some of these are not, you know, brand new or anything like that, but, and a ton more. I also picked up some Carriage House samplings, the reindeer feed sack, and I'm stitching the pumpkin seed sack one. I have that one too, but it's just in here. This Kathy Barrick Morning Tide. I just thought those deer were so pretty. Again, these are all in. Look at this fun one from Carriage House. Cat's Eye. Look at those cats in the pumpkin. So cute. I mean, admittedly, the charts are Halloween heavy in my shop because I tend to pick stuff I like. Jardin Privé, Quaker de Halloween. I mean, it's Quaker and Halloween. How can you go wrong? Heart and Hand Doodles, Halloween. This one is really fun. I also got a whole bunch of Barbara Anna in the chart, in my under the chart section, but I did get these Waxing Moon Designs Halloween Critter Trio. It's a cat and a bat and an owl. Super fun. And this is the Bittersweet Trio. These are just cute little smalls. And this one is a new, I think this is new. Yeah, May 2022. From Heartstring Samplery, Love Letter to the Cross Stitch Nation. I just think this is awesome. I do think they should have stitched the model in a different color fabric because some of these hands are totally lost. But I do love the attempt at diversity on there. And because we are a very diverse group of stitchers. So this is in the shop. I love this. Super fun. I only have one of these left because the rest of them I've already sold, but Cory Batakore Halloween. Super cute little smalls. And then Barbara Anna. Again, this is not everything. I'm just giving you some highlights. Frida, because who doesn't need more Frida Kahlo in their life? I've stitched this. This stitches up amazing. I think I stitched this when it was in the Punch Needle Primitive magazine. But this Trick or Treat cat, so stinking cute. And then I think this is kind of like a companion to it. The Lemon Cat. So cute. And here's Santa's Trips. This is a big one. This is, but you know, all these little motifs in there would make really cute smalls. It's a really whimsical Christmas pattern. It's not your typical Santa's Flight. Look at him riding that bird. So fun. So that's just some of the fun stuff that I got in. More Halloween. Kathy, it's an older one by Kathy Barrick. Oh, and I did get this in the shop now because I think this is just such an important chart. I bought this myself at StitchCon, but now I have it in the shop. It's by Works by ABC. Reproduced this as a sampler by a African-American girl from 1820 who was a student at the New York African Free School. And this is just such a sweet, sweet chart. So that's just a sampling of the stuff that I had, what do you call it? Added to the shop. It's not everything. Oh, I also got a new order of Cottage Garden threads because I was out of a lot of colors. So those are restocked. So if you were looking for something, chances are it's back in stock. I have another order out, but it seems to be a constant revolver, so I'm glad everybody is enjoying them. I want to do a giveaway. I have 2 boxes of these stickers. The same thing, Paris Diary is what they're called. It's a box of really fun stickers. I don't know if you could see, but they're like vintage ladies and vintage stuff on the back. It's not what I thought they were when I ordered them for the shop, so I figured I'll give them away. So if you guys would like to win a box of stickers, I'll pick 2 people. If 2 people are interested, what do you call it? Let's use just the word stickers. And must be 18, must be a subscriber, and I will pick somebody by next episode. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was last episode I showed you the guinea pig whip I had and was trying to rehome it. A lot of people commented saying they wanted it, and I responded to them and said reach out to me, give me your information, either email me or on Instagram, and nobody followed up. So if you would like to take over that guinea pig whip, I would love to send it on to a good home. So you just need to respond. So whoever can send me a message on Instagram or email, and I'll have all that information in the description box. Whoever gets me their stuff first, I'm happy to send it out to you. So sticker, use the word sticker in a sentence, and I think that's it. I did pretty good. This was only 33 minutes. I thought this was going to be such a long video, which means I'm probably forgetting something pretty crucial. But oh well. I think that's it. Albus has already gotten down and is sleeping on the floor, so I'm going to leave him alone for now. But he says goodbye to the peoples. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe the video. I've gotten a lot of new subscribers, and it's just awesome. I'm working on a bunch of Halloween stuff to get ready for releasing. I have like 3 or 4 Halloween charts, so I've been busy with that. So I don't know how soon I will do another video because a busy little bee. Thank you so much for watching and all your support. And I will include pictures from the Manatee trip if I can figure it out. Thanks a lot. Bye.